This is Michael Popok, Legal AF, on the streets of Fulton County, Georgia, reporting on breaking news about when Fani Willis will actually be indicting. It looks like, based on a couple of major data points, it's going to be early next week, not this week. Let me tell you why. One, Judge McBurney, who has been presiding over all things related to Fani Willis, basically her boss in a black robe. He's the one that recently ruled that she would not be disqualified, second attempt by Donald Trump to do that, and ruled against him. He presided over the special purpose grand jury as well. He has not been presiding over the work of the grand jury to date, the last 3 weeks for her, but is coming in next week and looks like he will be assigned to oversee all things grand jury. Putting this team back together again of Judge McBurney and Fani Willis makes a lot of sense if you're looking for an indictment to be returned early next week. That's one. Two, there are witnesses that are still coming in on subpoena to testify to the grand jury for Fani Willis, including the former lieutenant governor of the state of Georgia. He's already given testimony or a press release that says he is ready, willing, and able to tell the truth and go in and talk about the election interference, meaning he'll be testifying against Donald Trump. So if we assume that there are still witnesses that she wants to lock down because she feels she needs to shore up certain elements of her indictment, then these witnesses will have to go forward. And it doesn't look like it's this week. It looks like it's early next week. If she's going to skip these witnesses, then she can seek the indictment this week. It just looks like all the arrows are pointing towards early next week, which would be exactly the timing that Fani Willis told us about so many months ago, back in March, about when she would be getting her indictment. That's why the streets of the courthouse are clear with barricades and police officers behind me, because she asked, starting this week, that the streets be cleared into next week, because she would be indicting and unsealing an indictment, or at least it was likely that she would be. And that's what we're reporting on right now. Now, Fani Willis, if you want to say anything about her, and I have so many amazing things to say about her, one of them is she is very, very honest and authentic about her process. She told us exactly how long the special purpose grand jury would be in place. She ended it right on time. She got their report right on time. She then moved forward with evaluating their evidence and making her decision whether to seek the indictment. She then, right as she predicted, right as she promised, she opened up her new regular purpose grand jury several months later and then started presenting evidence. She is on her calendar. We're not on hers. And she has been telling us exactly where she's going and how she's getting there, telegraphing it accurately all the way. And early next week will be right on time as far as the Fani Willis freight train is concerned and its timing. Now, let's just talk quickly about where we're at with Fani Willis and her potential cooperation with Jack Smith and whipsawing, as two professional prosecutors, whipsawing the same criminal defendant, as we're observing. She was caught up with and interviewed by a pool of reporters, and they were asked she was asked two major questions. One, are you cooperating with Jack Smith, and vice versa? Watch her Cheshire cat smile and her look down and look away when she's asked that question. I think that speaks 1,000 words. And secondly, they ask her if she's concerned at all about anything that Donald Trump is saying or bleeding out there, including calling charges against him or indictments against him bullshit. Watch her reaction on this clip.
Have you read it?
I have reviewed it, yes.
Anything surprise you in there?
No.
Are you coordinating with the special counsel's office at all?
I'm not going to comment on our investigation at this time.
How much overlap is there between what you're planning to do and what's in the special counsel's investigation or indictment?
I mean, obviously, we're concentrating on Georgia and things that impacted Georgia.
Does it have any bearing on your investigation at all?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
Does it affect what you're planning to do?
No.
Okay.
You saw it. The smile, the look away, that indicates to me what I've always thought, which is that they're cooperating, these two seasoned professionals. If you have a family like I do, you know how much your loved ones depend on you. In a worst case scenario, you wouldn't want them to worry about money. Policy Genius was built to modernize the life insurance industry. Their technology makes it easy to compare life insurance quotes from America's top insurers, and in just a few clicks to find your lowest price. With Policy Genius, you can find life insurance policies that start at just $25 a month for $1 million of coverage. Some options offer coverage in as little as a week and avoid unnecessary medical exams. Policy Genius has licensed, award-winning agents who can help you find the best fit for your needs. They work for you, not the insurance companies. That means they don't have an incentive to recommend one insurer over another, so you can trust their guidance. Policy Genius is for parents, caregivers, and anyone else who has people who depend on them. They simplify the process of getting life insurance so you can protect the people you love. There are no added fees, and your personal details are private. No wonder they have thousands of 5-star reviews on Google and Trustpilot. Your loved ones deserve the financial safety net. You deserve a smarter way to find and buy it. Head to policygenius.com or click the link in the description to get your free life insurance quotes and see how much you could save. That's policygenius.com. Fani Willis doing whatever she can to drill down all the way to the center of the earth on things related to Georgia election interference, and Jack Smith taking the rest of the real estate about the indictment. And I think they're working together on witnesses, and I think that indicated it. And also, she's battle tested. And she's an Iron Maiden, if you know what I mean. And when they asked her, "Does anything bother you?" she said, "Not in the least, no." And that's the Fani Willis that we've known for the last 2 years in her investigation of Donald Trump. And as a seasoned prosecutor, doing what's right for justice on behalf of America and Georgia. Remember, her case is centered on the Georgia election interference by Donald Trump. His phone calls into the state to talk to the Secretary of State and try to pressure Brad Raffensperger to throw out 11,700 plus votes and give the state over to Donald Trump. Mark Meadows flying into the state to try to interfere with election officials. The pressure campaign led by Donald Trump, Rudy Giuliani, Mark Meadows, and others in order to put pressure on Georgia election officials and elected officials to try to turn the election and steal it from democracy and steal it from Joe Biden. That is the centerpiece of her conspiracy, her election interference conspiracy case, her RICO fraud conspiracy case, which is based on an organized crime theory. She may reach out to other states in the use of fake electors. She's got 75 witnesses that have already developed their testimony in the special purpose grand jury. She's got thousands of exhibits, and she's bringing it all in one day at a time, multiple witnesses at a time in front of the regular grand jury who's now been sitting for 3 weeks. In other interviews, she said she's done, she's ready, she's complete, and the work is done. That indicates to me that maybe she skips the witnesses this week and goes for the jugular and goes for the indictment against Donald Trump, many others, in a sprawling indictment in multiple counts. But we'll have to see. If the reporting is right about the combination of McBurney next week presiding and her need for an additional witness or two, including the former lieutenant governor, then the indictment's going to be early next week. Either way, she is right on time, and so are we here on the MeidasTouch Network. Reporting from Fulton County Courthouse, Michael Popok, co-anchor of Legal AF. It's the only place for your news source, Legal AF and the MeidasTouch Network, only on a YouTube station. Find us on YouTube, free subscribe. Go to our Legal AF podcast on Wednesdays and Saturdays where we break it all down, and look for hot takes just like this one at the intersection of law and politics where we break it all down. Michael Popok breaking it down here, Fulton County Courthouse, on only one place, the MeidasTouch Network.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram at MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.